Welcome to our new podcast. We'll be your hosts, Max and Alec, to discuss all the latest news and trends in the world of football. And as the Euros have just started, me and Alec decided we'll do a bracket predictor of of what we think is going to happen. So, Alec, do you want me to start with my first group, Group A?
Yeah, go ahead, mate. Go ahead.
Okay, so Group A, you got Germany, Hungary, Scotland, and Switzerland. I've gone with Germany to come first. Not really much surprise there. Hosts, I'm sure they'll do pretty well in the tournament. And then I've got Switzerland to come second, with Hungary third and Scotland fourth. Thoughts?
Um, yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I've gone for the exact same.
Have you
Um,
gone? So you've gone the exact same
no,
there?
yeah, no, exact same. Germany, Switzerland, Hungary, then Scotland. I think the
Yeah.
Germany one, especially after the way they opened, that 5-1 win against Scotland, I
Mm.
think it's kind of just set the standard for a pretty
Yeah. No,
solid tournament.
it's set
Good
standard of
squad.
Germany being good and Scotland being shit.
Yeah, I mean, enough said about Scotland, but two Brighton representatives as well, so got to back my
Hmm.
boys.
Yeah.
Switzerland again picked up points yesterday,
Hmm.
so I mean, it's only 3 games in the group, so once you've
Yeah.
picked up
Opening
some
games can
points,
always a bit dodgy. I mean, Argentina lost their
yeah,
first game and they went on to win World Cup.
they pick up points against Hungary. They get anything out of Scotland, and they're basically through. So that's my thought process.
Fair enough.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
So Group B, we've got Albania, Croatia, Italy, and Spain. I've gone with Spain to win the group. And then Italy to come second, Croatia third, with Albania coming last. What about you?
interesting, interesting. Because I've gone for the exact same thing
Oh,
again.
you gone for these? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Spain, Italy, Croatia, Albania. I think for those first two groups, because obviously the games have already started and we've kind of seen seen how those games have played
Yeah.
out. I think we were always going to be pretty similar.
I mean, yeah, the thing is,
Um,
I didn't want the Spain game to influence me that much, but one thing I was going to say was their attack, but their attack looked pretty good against Croatia.
yeah,
I mean, they were what, 3-0 up in the first half. Um, and I just think that overall Spanish side is pretty strong. Italy, I, I, I mean, they started well in their first game. I kind of wish we did this before the first game of the Euros, so that doesn't influence our decisions. But
I
I,
didn't
I
I didn't actually catch on to the Italy game, so I kind
mm,
of kind of gone into that group's predictions blind. I watched
and,
a
I, and
small bit of the Spain game, but yeah.
yeah, and it's harsh on
Group
Albania to put them last because I think they're a decent side, but I just think the other three have got too much that they just won't be able
yeah.
to get that third place playoff.
Um, Speaking of Albania, I
Yeah,
actually saw something yesterday. You know, Zabaleta is one of the coaches for them. I thought,
is he?
where's that come from? Has he got Albanian heritage or what?
I don't know. Sometimes you see just random like nationalities deciding to manage other things. He's probably got, I don't know, working with some people that are part of the Albanian coach and stuff. I didn't know that.
Hmm. It was just a video of like top things to do on Albania, and he was like, "Yeah, come watch the national team. I'm a coach there." But I thought that was interesting.
Hmm.
But anyway, probably time we
Group
move on to
C,
Group C.
Group C.
Denmark, England, Serbia, and Slovenia. What are you thinking then?
Well, obviously I put England first because
Obviously,
I mean
that
England I think
obvious.
are the strongest anyway in this group, but patriotism. I got to back my boys, and then I've gone with Denmark to come second, and then Serbia to come third, with Slovenia dead last in my group.
Hmm. Interesting, interesting.
Don't tell me you got the
I've
exact
gone a bit
same.
rogue here. I've gone a
Oh,
bit
you
rogue
have?
here. Yeah. Obviously, I've gone for England top the group.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I had a look at some of Slovenia's recent games, and I'm not gonna lie. Let me just pull it up here.
Mm-hmm.
In their last about 10 games, I think they've lost once.
Yeah.
Albeit not against the best sides like San Marino, Armenia,
Mm.
Kazakhstan, etc. But I don't know. I thought I'd go a bit rogue. Denmark not coming into this tournament off great form.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of people unhappy with the squad selection. No Matt O'Reilly, which I thought was a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
Serbia, I don't know. I thought I'd go a bit rogue. Look, otherwise we're gonna have the exact same brackets the whole way through.
Of course,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So
there we
so
go.
what order did you put the group
So
in?
I've gone England, Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia.
Ooh. Yeah, see, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
have
know.
put Slovenia second, but, I didn't actually know that they'd only lost once in their last 10, so but I'm still sticking with
Yeah,
my choices. I mean, Denmark, for me, they always just show up in these European
100%,
competitions.
100%. And they've
Like
got some good players. They've got
yeah,
some
yeah, and
young
I feel
players.
like you can always back them to
Um,
get into the next round, so that's why I put them second, and then Serbia, I think they've just got quite a decent squad. I think their squad's underrated. Like, you've still got players like Milinkovic-Savic, in there,
yeah,
their
Mitro.
forwards, Vlahovic
Oh, I
Mitrovic.
forgot Vlahovic is Serbian.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
even
okay, I
Jovic.
might be in trouble. I
Jovic.
might be in trouble with that prediction.
Mm.
Yeah, no, Serbia aren't going out. But here we are. The
But
prediction's been done.
I do respect the Slovenia shout.
Yeah, but second's crazy. Second's crazy.
Mm.
Anyway, I
Well,
reckon let's move on to Group D.
Group D.
Austria, France, Netherlands, and Poland. What are your thoughts?
So I've gone with France first because again, France are the strongest team in there. They just they
Yeah,
come off a World Cup
I've
final win, final appearance,
I've
and
got I've got a feeling we're gonna have gone for the exact same group
yeah,
here.
probably. And I think France probably are the favourites for the entire competition. So I've put them top of the
Mm,
group.
I'd have agreed with that recently, but I'm seeing a lot of people back in Portugal, quite a few people back in Germany. So
I wouldn't
I don't
put
know, but I'd still say
Portugal for favourites. Maybe Germany because obviously they're the home
them.
nation and their squad's strong.
Yeah, I feel like probably France and England are probably the favourites, but I am seeing a lot of people back in Portugal. But yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, and then so second, I've gone with the Netherlands. I think again they've got a lot of talent in their team. I think they're stronger than Austria and Poland. And I've put Austria third, then Poland fourth, because Poland, I think they always come into these tournaments and they always disappoint. And I think this year they'll continue to disappoint.
yeah, yeah. No, I can understand that. Is Ralph Ragnick still Austria, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. He's still at Austria. Should be.
So fairly similarly, I've gone France to top the group.
Hmm.
Um, for obvious reasons, track record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Runners up in the most recent World Cup, winners in 2018.
Hmm.
Um, Mbappe, the squad being so deep everywhere, up
Yeah.
top, on the wings, defense top as well. So France have gone for top the group.
Yeah.
Second again, Netherlands, good squad. Shame they've had so many injuries, so many
Mm.
injuries. Um, but it's nice to see Xerxes eventually called up. Um, so yeah, I've gone for them second. I have gone Poland third.
Poland. Yeah. Fair
I'm
enough.
I'm not really sure. I just thought let's go for it.
I mean,
And then
y-
yeah, Austria
yeah.
to get knocked out of that group.
I
But
mean,
again, I do like your reasoning behind your shouts. So
I have watched the Poland play Netherlands just now, and Poland
yeah,
actually did look pretty good in it. So I was thinking while making this, maybe should I let that affect my decision? But I said no. I'm going to stick with what I've always
yeah.
thought. So yeah, Austria.
I feel like you had planned your predictions a bit more in advance. Having got back, I'd done this in about 5 minutes, and I thought this is having look at that group C and predicting Slovenia to come second. I feel like I might be making a
I
bit
don't
of a
know.
pound.
Maybe I'm just going safe, but maybe I'm going right. Who knows? I mean, we'll find out,
There's
I
always
guess.
got to be
But
a
I
shot
think
somewhere.
Austria, I think will be better than some people give credit to. I mean, I think
Really?
they're playing in. When are they playing soon? Or they already played?
They haven't played yet.
Yeah, I was going to
They
say
must be playing France, so that must be tomorrow or something.
tomorrow. Yeah, it should be tomorrow. Yeah, or is it actually? It might be the 5 o'clock game.
No, 5 o'clock's Denmark's Slovenia.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
No,
yeah. Well,
yeah, Denmark
yeah. No,
Slovenia.
you're right. It's Slovenia, Denmark, Slovenia. Yeah, that's 5 o'clock, and then tomorrow's the France Austria game.
So Group
Yeah,
E.
Group
What
E.
what are your
So you
thoughts
got
on that?
so Belgium, Romania, Slovakia, and Ukraine. I've gone with Belgium to top the group. Again, I think they just have the strongest I think they just have the strongest team, and even though they've always disappointed at European competitions, I think this group is even though I think there's some decent players in this group. I think Belgium again are going to be too strong for these sides,
Yeah.
and they're going to win the group, but not too convincingly. And so, second, I've gone with Romania. I think Romania's defense
Oh, interesting.
is going to be a big asset for them. I think in the qualifications, I think they finished top in in their qualifiers, if
Yeah,
I'm
quite
correct.
possibly, quite possibly.
Um, but they just had a very strong qualifying
Yeah, they did.
campaign.
They finished top. Yeah, they
Yeah, they had a
finished
very
last year,
strong
so
qualifying campaign with a very strong defense,
I'm
and I think if
decent.
they continue that into this competition, I think they'll do better than some people would have given them credit for beforehand.
Definitely better than I've given them credit for.
And so third, I've gone with Ukraine. Um,
Yeah.
again, they qualified, I think didn't they qualify a bit later on than other groups? I mean, they
Yeah,
had to go to,
I think so.
yeah,
I think so.
playoffs. Um, and yeah, no, I think Ukraine will do decent, and Slovakia I they've got that Sesko kid, right? Slovakia? I'm not
No,
or is
Slovenia.
that Slovenia? Oh,
Slovenia Cisco.
oh, shows my ball knowledge.
I don't know.
Um,
I'm convinced. No, it is Slovenia. It is Slovenia because he's playing us.
yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll edit that out.
No, no, you gotta keep it in. You gotta keep it in.
Yeah, and
You
so
gotta keep it
Ukraine
in.
I put third, and then Slovakia I put fourth. I'm just not very convinced on Slovakia, to be honest. I don't think they'll be that good. So yeah, what
Okay.
about you?
Um, for me, similarly, I've gone Belgium to top the group. I feel like that should be
Mhm.
pretty certain. On the other hand, I've gone second for Ukraine. I
Yeah.
think their squad's pretty good. Like
Mhm.
Artem Dovbyk scoring goals for
Yeah,
fun at Girona.
yeah.
Obviously they've got some good wingers. Mudryk, I mean, question marks over him,
Mm.
but I know that'll upset you.
No,
Um,
he'll show up this year.
the Girona, I don't want to pronounce his name, but Victor,
Mhm.
another decent player. Sudakov's got a good chance to put himself on the map. Good
Yeah,
defense, Mikolenko, Zinchenko, Zabarnyi from Bournemouth. Two good keepers in Trubin and Lunin.
yeah.
So I just feel like I might be reading too much into how like the squad's decent, but I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like they should have enough to pull through. Um, then I've gone Slovakia in third. Not really sure the reasoning behind Slovakia and Romania, but I feel like
and then
again
Romania did
you've
last.
you've come to this prediction with some evidence behind Romania having good defense, being
No,
unbeaten in qualifiers,
I just like my Romanian boys.
and I've just come with vibes and vibes only.
Hey,
Albeit
vibes is
Romania a couple of years ago, I want to say it was. I can't remember what year it was.
yeah,
I'm gonna pull it up now actually,
yeah, you
but I
do that.
remember their Euro. It was a youth Euros competition
Oh,
where they
yeah?
knocked England. It was under 21 Euros in
Oh, yeah, no,
2019,
I think I remember that.
and that
That don't think
squad
it's too
being
long ago.
so good with like Baluta, Ioannis Hadji, Ioannis, the Puskas Redding was it Puskas, the Reading striker. Although he's
Yeah,
not at Reading anymore. I want to say it
yeah,
was. Is his name Puskas? Yeah, it's George Puskas.
yeah.
That squad was unreal, but none of them. I don't think any of them are in the squad for this. Giannis Hadji might. Um,
Yeah, but I
but
was just going off just as a rather than just individuals as a team, I kind of I just rate Romania. I mean, who knows? They might completely fall flat on their ass,
I feel like you've
and I
got
look like an
reasoning. You've
idiot,
got reasoning.
but
I'm the one looking like an idiot with Slovenia to go through
who knows?
and
Slovenia could shock everyone, including yourself. Who knows? And then the final group, Group F, you got Czech Republic, Georgia, Portugal, and Turkey. I, I've gone with Portugal to finish top of the group because everyone's saying this year their squad is actually a lot stronger than I think some people maybe give. Well, some people were giving them credit, but then over the past month, people have looked at it and gone, actually, that could be a that could be a squad that should compete, and I think they will compete. And I think they finished top of the group. I've gone with Turkey to finish second, and not just because I'm part of the Turkey will be the dark horse crowd from 2016.
Oh.
Um, but I
What
think
was
that I
that
mean they
last
but they
one?
do they do but they do have a decent squad, Turkey. Um, and usually, I've got a lot of confidence that they are stronger than the other two sides in this group. I've actually gone with Georgia to come third. I mean, it's their first appearance in I don't know how many years now. I mean, is it their first appearance in the Euros?
Um, you did the research, man. You did the
I know I
research.
probably should have searched it up.
No, I don't know. I don't know, but um, obviously, one huge player who is probably gonna have a lot of the expectation on him,
Mm,
um, and a good chance for some of the English-based fans to get an eye on him. Um,
yeah, Guevara. You're right.
is
Talking
it
about
is it their first? Is it their first?
yeah, it's their first time in the Euros.
That'll be a nice story. That'll be a nice story if they win.
Yeah, I
Did you
think
say
they'll
you
get
put them
third, and
third?
then Czech Republic I'll put fourth. I don't know. I just don't rate them that much.
You're not
like you
rating,
said with vibes. I got vibes that I've just not got many vibes to Czech
not rating the
Republic.
West Ham boys.
Yeah, I know they got Sufao and
You
Suchek,
check.
but I don't think. And then I mean they got Schick as well. Who actually, to be fair, Schick
Patrick
is
Schick.
all right, and Schick does show up for Czech Republic. But I think Georgia, with Kvara and also just the vibes that Georgia will have in their first Euros, I think that'd be enough to get them third. I don't know if it'll be enough to take them any further than that, but I do think they can get third. And then Turkey and Portugal, I think, are too strong for the other two sides. So, what about
Mm.
you?
Similarly, I think Portugal on top the group.
Hmm.
I was super split between Czech and Turkey. I think Turkey might be a little bit ahead in terms of squad, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just everyone always seems to Euro 2020. Oh, Turkey are going to do this, but there's always the expectation that
Mm.
Turkey are going to turn up and surprise people, and I I I don't know whether
They never really do.
I think it might be the previous bias of them just feeling like they haven't lived up to expectations is probably making me think that they might not do it this time.
Mm.
But I don't know. I've gone for Czech second,
Yeah.
Turkey third, and Georgia to finish bottom.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fair enough. So just to summarize, so for third place, you've we've so for third place Group A, we've got Hungary. I've got
yeah,
Hungary, and
yeah,
you got Hungary as
Hungary.
well. For
Yeah,
Group B, third place, I got Croatia.
same.
Yeah. Group C, Serbia, third.
I've got Denmark,
Oh, you got Denmark. Okay. And then Group D, I've got Austria to come third.
Poland.
Poland, yeah. Group E, Ukraine, I said to come third. You put,
I've got Slovakia.
and then Group F, I've got Georgia to come third, and it was what, Turkey, you said?
I've got Turkey.
Yeah. Okay. So out of those, what, six teams, four goes through,
Yeah,
which is the most, I think, ever in in the Euros competition. Um, which is odd. I don't know why they've done that, where it's like so many teams that finish third can get through to the next round.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's a bit of a weird one, but I guess.
Because I feel like it just makes it too easy, you know? But
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
means more
There's
football, I don't care.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess you've got that sort of. I don't want to call it a cop out, but you
Mm.
finish third in the group and you've got a lifeline. But
Yeah, true, yeah.
we'll see.
So
I guess
on to
I guess it plays into the narrative of someone can finish third in the groups and then go on and get through the
winner.
round of 16
I mean,
and end in the
Portugal in
quarterfinals.
2016, didn't they finish third in their group and then they ended up winning it?
Maybe quite possibly, quite possibly.
Yeah. So yeah, onto the knockouts round. So going through, so so for my not, I'm just trying to remember which round this is. So that'd be fine. Semi-final, quarterfinal. So a round of 16 start off with. Um, yeah, round of 16, right? Was it?
Yeah, round of 16. Round of
Yeah. Okay.
16.
Cool. I'm losing my mind. Round of 16. So I've got Spain. going up against Austria. Um,
Did you?
because
I've just
Spain,
got a question here. Did you
yep,
actually put any reasoning into the third place ones, or did you just? Because I'm not gonna lie, this bracket that we used was awful.
yeah,
Like here was the
the
option of
bracket's
what
not great.
5 teams to go into the
No offense to
into
Paddy Power,
each one.
but yeah, the bracket that we used
Wow.
for them, not great. Because yeah, it doesn't really give you any. I mean,
Have you
it doesn't really give you much logical choice,
so
or reasons to.
have you put Austria there for reasoning or just for vibes?
I I think it was like I thought it was just whoever finishes. I honestly I have no idea. I have no idea.
It's to do with like there is reasoning because when you see the proper brackets, it says like England will play 3F, D, or E or something.
Yeah.
But
So I mean, my third place can be completely off because of that. So just a warning
same, same.
for
That's why
both of
I'm
us. So
disclaimer.
yeah, so for Spain and so I got Spain versus Austria, Germany versus Denmark. Well, actually, should I just do the Spain Austria game first, and then
Yeah, yeah, your
okay.
choice.
Yeah, so Spain Austria. I've had Spain win that, and then I got Germany Denmark. To have Germany beat Denmark, go through to the quarters, and then I have Portugal Croatia. Portugal, I've had to go through to the quarters. Then I've had Dutch play Romania, and unfortunately, my Romanian boys, their journey ends there as Dutch go through. I've had Belgium play Hungary. Belgium beat Hungary. France play Turkey. France wins that. England will play Ukraine. England beat Ukraine again. And then Switzerland versus Italy. And I've had Italy beat Switzerland. So that's my round of 16. What's yours looking like?
My third places are very, very because yours sound like they could be on something.
Maybe.
Whereas
Could be.
having done this in like 2 minutes, I feel like I'm going to embarrass myself.
Nah,
But
it's
I've
fine.
got Spain and Hungary going for the not surprise package. Gone for Spain, Germany,
Hmm.
Slovenia, Germany again, Portugal, Denmark, backing Portugal, Netherlands, Ukraine, Netherlands. This is so boring. I'm just backing the favourites every time. Belgium, Poland, Belgium, France,
Hmm.
Czech. You guessed it, France. England, Turkey, England,
Hmm.
Switzerland, Italy. We've gone for Switzerland.
Ooh,
That's
going for
the
Switzerland.
only shock.
So why have you gone with
Yeah, I don't
Switzerland over
know.
Italy?
I felt like there's got to be a shock somewhere, and maybe because of my bracketing of third place teams, I kind of played into myself. Like
Hmm.
if I put Turkey up against I don't know Netherlands, then we might have seen more of it, or Belgium or something. But my bracketings put basically the best teams against the worst, so there was no
Yeah.
surprise that I kind
No,
of
well,
shafted
this is where it's
myself.
going to get a bit more interesting from quarterfinals onwards. So for my quarterfinals, my first one, I got Spain versus Germany. Got Spain versus the host. Now this was difficult because I think Spain are going to be good this year, but I think Germany are going to be even better, and I think Germany are going to go over to the semi-finals. You know, they've got that home advantage, and also I think they just got a strong squad and a good chance this year. And Spain, I think, are good, but I still don't think they have. I don't know. I don't know. I watch Spain. I feel like they lack something, but I can't tell you exactly what it is, which is great analysis. Um, and and then for my other quarterfinal, I've got Portugal versus the Dutch, and I've got Portugal to beat the Dutchies. Um, I think Portugal. I think Portugal going to be a strong team this year, a tough team to play, and the Netherlands. I think have some good players in there. They have some skill and flair in Depay, but my problem is that if Depay is constantly starting for them, he's not lethal enough for me. That when the Netherlands get chances to score, he's not going to be the ones that constantly scoring for them. And Gapco as well. I think he can be quite hit and miss.
Yeah, no,
With
agree. Agree.
in front of goal. So I think the Netherlands are
Someone
just
watch
not
today.
lethal enough up front. But Portugal, I think will be. So I've had Portugal go through to semi-finals. I've then got Belgium playing France, which that's going to be a fun game. Bit of a derby kind of going on there. Um, and I'm gonna have France go through and beat Belgium. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of thinking maybe there could be a shot between Belgium and Hungary, but I thought, they've got enough quality in the squad, Belgium. Surely they won't be going out to Hungary. No offense to Hungary, um, that early on. But I do have them going out to France at this stage of the tournament. Because again, France is just France are going to be, uh, unless there's a big shock this year. I think France are going to make it to at least the semi-finals, no matter who they play. So yeah, I'm going to have France go through, and then England versus Italy, a replay of the of last Euros final. This year won't end with heartbreak for England, as I've had them go through to the semi-final. I think Italy. I don't know. They when they show up at the Euros, they're always quite a strong, cohesive unit. But England have vibes, so I'm gonna have England go through to the semi-final. Fuck Italy.
That's
Uh,
I love that logic. I love that logic.
yeah, yeah.
Vibes,
So
vibes, and vibes
yeah,
only.
yeah. So that's my quarterfinals. What about you?
So similarly, I've got the same bracket the whole way through, with the exception of England playing Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
Um, and so I've gone for the exact same route as you. So Spain, Germany, Spain to go through, Portugal, Netherlands, Portugal to go through,
Mm-hmm.
Belgium and France, France to go through, and then England, Switzerland. I've gone for England to go through.
Oh,
So
okay. Phew.
same, same two semi-finals as
So
you:
yeah,
Germany,
so the exact same
Portugal,
semi-finals as
France,
me.
England.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, at that stage, I don't know, it's so easy to just go with the favorites, which we kind of have just done there.
Yeah, I
I,
fully have. I fully
but I
have.
think for each game, I think for me, the closest one is probably going to be Spain versus Germany. I think, oh,
Yeah, 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 I
actually,
agree.
maybe England versus Italy, but vibes, remember? So Spain versus, yeah, that'll probably be the closest game. And so for the semi-finals, we both got Germany, Portugal, and England versus France. Now for Germany, Portugal, I think Germany are going to go through all the way to the final, uh, for the reasons I've already said about having that home advantage, having the strong squad that they have, and I just think Portugal. I Again, I don't think they'll have enough to get past this Germany team. They have got some good players. They got a lot of good players, but I just don't know if they're going to be cohesive enough as together, because Ronaldo, as much as he's an amazing player and still is a pretty good player, if he does play a lot for Portugal, I think he could be almost like a disruption, which is a nuts thing to say. But if you look back at the Euro 2060 final, they did beat France when Ronaldo was not even on the pitch, which okay, a little bit controversial there. Trying to say that Ronaldo isn't in Portugal important to Portugal, but I generally think that they are a better team without him, and I worry that for them they are going to play him in these big games, and that could be their downfall against a team like Germany, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think we saw in the World Cup as well,
Mm.
um, some sort of, um, I don't know the right way to put it, things floating about with Ronaldo. Um, so I think that's a perfectly valid
Mm.
point you bring up.
I mean, yeah, I mean, remember when Ronaldo didn't start for Portugal in the World Cup, and that Ramos guy scored like a hat trick or something?
Goncalo
Yeah,
Ramos.
Goncalo Ramos. Yeah, although I don't think he'll
PSG's
have that great
finest.
performance this year, but who knows? And then for the other semi-final, we got England versus France, and here it's my head and my heart, because my head's telling me France are going to win, definitely going to be France, and my heart's telling me England, England, England. So it's who which going to win, head or heart? And I've gone with my heart, as England are going to go through to the finals against Germany. Like, reasoning, logic, little. I mean, England are
Vibes,
actually
vibes
really good
again.
this year. I do think that England will be a good side. I mean, you have some really talented players in there, and as long as injuries don't affect us too badly, I think there's no major weakness in this England squad. I think our defense is pretty good, our midfield is really good, and our attack is great. And France also has all that, but again, it's just where my heart says England wants to win. So I'm going to say England go through to the final.
Um, your your reasoning has really thrown a spanner in the works, should I say?
Oh yeah.
Because I've gone for the complete opposite to you. Um,
Ooh.
I'm a huge Nagelsmann fan,
Yeah.
and I don't know, maybe no. As much as I want to change, and
Stick
as
to your
much
guns.
as
Stick to your guns.
as much as I listen to you, and I thought I'm going to change it, I'm going to do the same as you. I really about 30 seconds ago, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do Germany and I'm going to do Germany and England. I'm going to do Germany and
Mhm.
England, and I'm going to do what you're going to do in the final and say
Mhm.
England's going to win it. But
Yeah.
I've got to look at myself in the eye and say, in the 2 minutes that I had to predict this bracket,
Yeah. Long
I
time.
went for Portugal and I went for France, and
Mhm.
I'm slightly regretting it, but
Why'd you go for them?
look, that's what I picked. So I'm going to be different and go Portugal and France. Um,
But
yeah,
so why did you go with Portugal and France then, instead of your country and Germany?
I I've questioned for a while on the England front. Are we are we the Arsenal? Are we going to be that team that gets so close, but just doesn't have enough to push over the line? And as much as I'm now thinking, oh, it's going to be a Germany England final and we're going to win it,
Mhm.
I just that does sit in the back of my head. It's not a bottle job thing, but
Sounds
are
like a
we the
bottle job.
team that are we the team that can get so close, but just doesn't have enough to cross the line? And that was kind of my thought process behind it. Um, but I don't know. I'm slightly regretting
And
it. But
what about Portugal versus Germany?
again, big as I said, big Nagelsmann fan.
Mhm.
But I kind of just thought the Portugal squad's so deep. In almost every position. Um, but then thinking about it, there are a few positions where they're deep and they're good quality, but are
Yeah.
they Germany quality? You know what I mean?
Ooh. Yeah.
There's there's
Also
there's
wunderbar.
serious quality, but if you go man to man and you think, who's got the edge?
Mhm.
I don't know. I went for Portugal, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay, so our finals are completely different then. So I've got
Yeah,
England, Germany, and you've got Portugal, France. Do you wanna go with your final first?
I do not because I still don't know who's going to win it.
Okay, fine. So I'm going with my final. So this, in all the 5 minutes that I've had of thinking about this, I've thought long and hard. I've thought about vibes. I've thought about football. I've thought about management. I've thought about fans. I've thought about legacy. I've thought about everything. And I think that the winner of the Euro 2024 competition, I don't know.
You do know. You do know. We both
Yeah,
know what I'm going to
I
say.
it's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming home. That's all I can say. It's coming home. England are gonna beat Germany in the final, 4-2, extra time, hat trick, Harry Kane hat trick in the final. It's coming home.
Wow.
Yeah,
No, I
Southgate
could, I
knighted.
could, I could see that coming from a mile away. In all honesty, um,
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I can't remember what it was now.
Mhm.
But no, I would love to see that. Oh,
Of course you would.
if it's a Euros, is it coming home? Because
Yes.
yeah, but
Of
is
course it
football
is.
coming home? Because it's not like the whole world. It's just Europe. Like
Football is coming home if we
but
win the
if,
Euros.
if
If we
it's
win
the
the Euros
Euros,
or if we win the World Cup, football's coming home.
I'm
There's
I'm
no argument.
I'm not convinced by that. I think football's coming
Why?
home if you win the World Cup, but if you win the Euros, like 1/7 of football's
No,
coming home.
because a major international football trophy, that's football coming home. The
Yeah, but
Euros.
that's like saying winning the Carabao Cup is football coming
No,
back.
but the Carabao Cup is not the equivalent of a
But
Euros.
The Carabao
Euros and
Cup's a domestic. It's a major domestic trophy.
Yeah, it is a major domestic trophy, but it's not the same quality of the Euros. The Euros is a major, major, major trophy, major, major international trophy. I mean, Gary Neville said that winning the Euros is, I think, was it Gary Neville? He said that winning the Euros is arguably harder than winning the World Cup because there's more overall quality. Mbappe, he
Yeah,
said that the World Cup and the
that's
Euros
fair
is
enough.
different
That's fair enough.
because,
I do agree with
yeah,
that. I think it's a valid point,
it's
but
coming home, beating these other nations to win our sport. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna sound really EDL now. That's
that took me a
no,
minute to
that's
work out
still
what
coming
EDM
home. It's
meant,
still
but
football
whatever.
coming home. We need to bring that
Mm.
trophy home. That's what I'm
The
saying.
Euros
You know,
trophy home. It just doesn't
because
it just
because
doesn't hit
because
the
England
same.
is the home of football,
Yeah, I
and if
agree
we
with
win that
that.
trophy,
I
we're
agree with
bringing
that.
that trophy home. So it's coming home. See,
Uh, okay. Um,
fine. Why do you want France or Portugal to win and not England?
I don't want them to win. Obviously, I want England
Okay,
to win,
who do you
but
who do you think will win out of those two?
I really, really don't know. I do think it could well be England, Germany, and I do think England could. But I'm gonna stick to this predictor, and I
Hmm.
don't know who's gonna win it. I really, really don't out of those two because I don't think either of them are gonna win it.
I think it's quite obvious out of those two. If we've gone off just like a predictor
I know
thing,
you. Fine, you've influenced my decision, France. I just don't see it though.
France.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Um,
Yeah, of course it would be France if it was out of them. I think it'd be France. I don't. I think Portugal. I know I put them in a semi-final, so maybe I'm about to be a hypocrite. But I think Portugal are going to disappoint a little bit in this tournament. I think they have some good players and they have a good team, but I don't think that they'll do as well as some people have been
I agree.
saying. I mean, I
Germany,
still think they're
England,
going to be
Germany, England
good.
won it.
They're still going to be very good, but I just don't think they're going to be. I just don't think they'll get. I don't think they'll get to the final, and I think they'll just make it to the semi-final. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think my decision have been influenced by what I've seen elsewhere
Mm.
in the last couple of
Yeah, that's
weeks.
why how you do this. Yeah.
If you had
Yeah.
asked me this predictor like a week ago, I think my predictions would have been completely
Yeah,
different
poor plan on my
um,
part.
and
But yeah.
actually rational for me.
Mm.
Whereas I've kind of done this based on what other people have said, based on what I've seen in the first day and 2 days of football. Um, so yeah, but on the topic of
Yeah.
England winning,
Yeah.
obviously first game in about 2 hours 47 minutes, if my math is right.
As a recording.
As we're recording, of course. What's your thoughts on the game? What's your thoughts on the squad? What's your thoughts on? I mean, I know
Uh,
the vibe is there for you, but
yeah, obviously, obviously there's gonna be vibes. The vibes are kicking off. First game of for England in the Euros, against Serbia. I think, like I said, I think Serbia are a decent team, but people are gonna expect England to win this game, surely. I mean, we have John Stones is coming back from injury, and Jude Bellingham is probably going to start. I'll ask you in a minute what your predicted start 11 is, but I think the overall
okay. Let me
atmosphere going into this
a minute.
game is pretty positive, despite our loss to Iceland last
What
week. Was
what my
last week.
11 would be, or what I think Southgate will go
What
for.
your 11 would be? Not
Okay, my 11. Okay,
yeah. What do you think will happens? What you think it should be? Yeah.
what I think.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, for this game, not for overall, like, what would your main England team be, but just out of the players fit and available for this game, who would you go with?
Oh, mate,
So,
throwing more spanners into the works.
it w it's a
Okay.
it's a lineup predictor. It's
All
it's
right,
it's
run through yours. Run through yours.
I'll run through mine first. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I've
my
got a
predicted
plan, bro.
lineup, I'll do mine then, fine. My predicted lineup
Predicted
for the
or
games
what you
tonight,
would go for.
this is what I would go for.
Okay.
So, in goal, England undisputed number 1, Jordan Pickford. Um, then defense, I'd play fullback. Trippier, I'd put left back because Luke Shaw is not fit yet. But as soon as Luke Shaw is fit, I put him straight away in that
Yeah.
left back slot. Right back, I'm gonna go with Trent. With Walker, not Trent.
Okay.
for reasons I'll say in a minute. Um, Centre backs, John Stones on the right, and then I'm going to go with Mark Gahey on the left. I know you're not going to like that as a Brighton fan.
No, no, no. I
Uh,
agree. I agree.
and then the midfield, I'm going to go with Declan Rice. And next to Declan Rice, I'm not going to put Mainu. I'm not going to put
I
Gallagher. I'm not going to put
I know
Wharton.
what
I'm
this
going to
is.
go with Trent in the midfield. Now, I'm not the
This.
biggest subscriber of Trent Alexander-Arnold in the midfield, but Southgate clearly likes him there, and having a player with the ball playing ability that Trent has, defensively he's not always the best. But then if you have someone like Carl Walker who can recover at least on that side, I I'm not against trying him out against Serbia tonight. And if it doesn't go well, then that's fine because we've got time to make up for it. And then Jude Bellingham, I'd have kind of playing in that kind of 10 role that he's almost playing for Madrid, not as a striker, but somewhat similar. And then the front three, I really want to put Cole Palmer on the right. I really do. But I'm just thinking as just an England fan rather than just a Chelsea fan. I'm gonna have Harry Kane up front as captain of the side as he should. I'm gonna have Phil Foden on the left.
Yeah.
Mm, but I don't. Yeah, Phil Foden on the left, and then on the right, I'm gonna go with Saka. Just if
Nah,
it
go
feels
for
really
go
bad
for
to
who
leave
you want.
Palmer
Go
out.
for who you want.
No,
Not
yeah,
who you think. Go for who you want.
no, but I don't know. It's kind of a mix of. I don't know. Saka does pretty well though. Usually, I think for England. And Cole Palmer hasn't had any experience in a major competition yet. I guess this could be the chance. But yeah, no, I'm gonna say I'd want Cole Palmer to play on the right, but I think Saka will play instead of him. And also, I just think you can't not play Saka. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 I agree. So I've gone for who I would have, not who I think will have.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if it's who I think it will be the exact same as what you
The
just
exact
went through.
same. Yeah. So
That's what I
who
think.
do you want
That's
then?
what I think it'll be, but that's not what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if it was me, Pickford, Trippier left back, Shaw
Mm-hmm.
when fit,
Yeah.
Gurhey and Stones. Assuming Stones is fit because obviously he had that illness this week.
Yeah. I'm pretty
I
sure he
saw that
should be fit though.
he was training, but whether they want to
Mm.
give him a full
Yeah.
90 after being ill and having played
If he's
so
not fit,
little
who would you
games.
play instead of him there?
Um, it's probably Dunk or Konza, isn't it? Um,
Mm.
or Joe Gomez, although he's not really played a huge amount of
Mm.
centre back this season, from what I
Mm.
understand.
No, I think Gomez has been decent this season.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm saying he's played quite a bit at left back and right back, hasn't he?
Mm. Maybe I'd probably play Gomez if we didn't
I
have Stones,
Yeah, I think probably.
but Southgate would probably go Dunk. I think.
So I've gone, yeah, Gurhey and Stones. Um, I have gone Trent at right back because
Okay.
I think all of his best qualities come from being a
Mm.
right back.
Yeah.
I think his crossing top notch. I think you lose a lot of his best qualities in midfield, and I
Mm.
think you exacerbate some of his worst qualities
Mm.
when playing in midfield as well. So I I just see it as downgrading Trent, and I can understand why he wants to
Yeah.
do it because him in midfield is probably better than playing someone with no experience like a Mainu or a Wharton. Obviously, you could do Gallagher, but I can understand his reasoning for it to an extent. But for me, I like Trent as a right back. I think there's a reason why he plays there because
Mm.
that's him.
Yeah. I mean, I
Um,
remember when I think when England beat Bosnia 3-0, even though it maybe wasn't the best England performance, I thought Trent in that midfield role when he played there, he was like he's a lot better than what I thought he'd necessarily be, if you know what I mean? Like, I agree with you that he is best on the right, but if he can play really well still for England in that midfield
Yeah,
role,
yeah,
I'm happy to keep him there.
and provide a bit more experience than a Mainu or a Wharton or
Yeah, true.
Gallagher as well.
Mm.
But if it was me, I'm playing Trent at right back.
Yeah,
Um, I'm going for Rice in midfield. No surprise there. Um,
yeah.
I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball in.
Mhm.
I'm going to go for Adam Wharton in midfield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Rice and Wharton would be a nice partnership. I'm a big Wharton fan.
Yeah.
Was when he was at Blackburn.
What about now he's
Broke
at
my
Palace?
heart that he went to Palace. No, that's an over the
Mm.
top. But I was disappointed. Jude in that sort of free role, Foden out on the left, Kane through the middle, Saka on the right.
Mm.
But if I'm predicting what Gareth would do, I think it's Walker at right back, Trent in midfield.
Yeah,
But look,
yeah. I
there we
wouldn't
are.
be disappointed to see either of those teams, to be fair. Like, I think both those teams are still pretty good, which is what I'm saying about England, why I think they'll do quite well this year. As long as there's no, like, major cock-ups, like,
Yeah,
which no one else there probably will be. But England just they have a pretty strong starting 11, and they have quite a lot of players that aren't even in the starting 11 that still brilliant players. I mean, we talk about like Cole Palmer, for example, who's just one young player probably this season, um, and he's not even going to make the starting 11 by the looks of things. So England they have a strong team this year, really strong team.
you spoke about like avoiding a major cock up.
Hmm.
I think was the exact word you used. And earlier you
Yeah.
said avoiding any injuries. But I do want to ask you, who is that? If you had to pick one player to not be injured, or if there was one player to be injured, who do you think it would be most detrimental if they were injured? Who would you like to keep fully fit, 100%?
It's 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 either John Stones or Declan Rice. I think Harry Kane, as much as he would be a big miss for England, you could have someone like Watkins or Tony, who I still think would be decent for England, even though Harry Kane does loads as well when it comes to coming back. But I think England striker, because they have quite a lot of options, are relatively fine. Declan Rice, I think, is a really good player, and I think that Arsenal this season has been a really important player for them. And we have other players that can play in this position, but you compare the quality of Rice and the job that he does. I don't think there's anyone in the England squad that can really match that and match his role. If you know what I'm saying. But then
Yeah,
you have John Stones, and I think if England lost John Stones, you look at we talked about the options we said about Konsa, and you said about Dunk, and you said about Joe Gomez. I mean, the quality drop from John Stones to those players, it's quite severe. And I think England
yeah,
already with, the issues at left back, losing someone like John Stones in the centre back would just make our defensive, in what I would think, quite a weakness for England.
yeah.
And
Agree.
if John Stones stays fit, I think England don't have a major weakness. If our back four can be, relatively consistent, then I think England are quite strong in all areas of the pitch.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So you're going for John Stones, yeah?
Yeah, John Stones is who I'd say is biggest issue if he got injured. What about you?
Yeah, no, it comes down to the same two players again. I think Stones, without doubt, is a huge, huge, huge asset,
Mm,
and the quality gap is pretty significant and pretty severe. Um, and also that, as you mentioned, the role. I don't think any of them can quite do what John Stones does.
yeah.
But I think I'm gonna go for possibly controversially.
Mhm.
I do agree with you with Stones, and I think that probably would be, but I'm gonna say Rice because I think
Yeah.
I've already made it clear that you know Trent, his best position is right back. So for me, I'd play him at right back, and then
Mm,
you've got the choice of in midfield Gallagher, Wharton, or Mainu, and again that's a big change from Declan Rice. So
yeah.
if you've then got to play, I don't know, Wharton or Mainu with Trent, your midfield is suddenly very, very
Mm.
different
Yeah,
to
no,
what it
it's
would be with Declan
inexperienced, and
Rice.
also defensively, it's gonna look a lot weaker
Yeah, so I'm gonna go for
for
Declan
Rice.
Rice, but
Mm.
I think John Stones as well
I
is
think someone that could also be a low-key shout would be Jordan Pickford as well, 'cause I
I
don't
was
I don't rate Ramsdale that much. And who was the other keeper we brought?
well, we've got 2. We've got Tom Heaton got called up last minute. I
Yeah.
don't know whether he's actually because obviously you can have a reserve goalkeeper come in, I think,
Mm.
but he's gone, but I think it's Dean Henderson. Oh, I know it's Dean Henderson.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
It's
yeah,
Dean
I
Henderson.
think with Pickford, he's always been just so reliable and good for England. And if we get into a penalty shootout, I don't want any other keeper apart from Pickford in between the sticks for England. And I think the quality drop that you have from Pickford to Ramsdale and Henderson for England is I just think it's something that would make our team a lot worse. So yeah, as much as I mean, I obviously think it's John Stones our biggest weakness, and Declan Rice I think is another good shout. But Jordan Pickford I think is a lot more important to the England squad than some people would give him credit for.
Yeah, 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 I completely agree. I completely agree. And then just looking at that squad in its entirety, is there anyone you'd have liked to have included, or excluded for that matter? Obviously, if you include someone, you got to exclude someone. So, is there
Yeah.
any changes you'd have made?
Ye
Um,
mm. Well, the players that were dropped out of the England squad, it was Maddison, Grealish, who else was it?
Branthwaite, Maguire.
Branthwaite. Branthwaite would be the player that I'd bring in. If I would have kept Branthwaite in the squad, and I would have taken out one of maybe like Konsa or Dunk, probably, because Branthwaite being that left sided centre back, that's where I think England probably I'd say is the weakest. I mean, Gay can play on the left, and I think he's always played on the left for Crystal
Yeah, he
Palace.
has. He has.
And then Dunk usually plays on the left as well, doesn't he? Or can play
Dunk
on the
has played on the left. Yeah,
yeah, Dunk can play on the
with
left,
Van
yeah.
Heck. With Van Heck, yeah, plays on the
Yeah,
left.
but I think when it comes to just naturally left-sided centre backs, because Branthwaite's yeah, he's left-footed, right?
Branthwaite's left foot. Yeah,
Yeah, I was just making sure I didn't want to make myself look like a tit.
yeah. No,
Um,
Branthwaite on the left. Dunk on the left
yeah,
of a 2. In the middle of a 3, and then
mm,
Gurhey was on the left of a 2, but then I think he was in the middle, and Tyrick Mitchell or Chris Richards was on the right.
mm. But yeah, no,
Um,
I
or
think
maybe
Branthwaite is
Anderson
the
was.
player that I'd bring into the squad because, yeah, if John Stones got injured, I just I would kind of feel more trusted in the team if Branthwaite was on the left, then you have a natural right-footed right centre back next to him, you know? So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, my choice would be Branthwaite. How about you for inclusion?
yeah. No, I think I'd agree with you. Obviously, in an ideal world, it'd be nice to have Harry Maguire. Um, I think again, putting on an England shirt, he's consistent, he's reliable. He's also clearly just another experienced head. He's got a partnership with Stones. He's got a partnership with Pickford. I feel like everyone's gone into this tournament as much as people like to laugh and somewhat clown Harry Maguire.
Mhm.
Everyone went into this tournament going, "It's going to be Maguire and Stones. Pickford are
Yeah.
sort of core defensive unit," and I think everyone was pretty content with that. And
Mm.
I think it's a real shame to have missed him out. But obviously, you can't bring back someone who's injured. So
Yeah.
I probably would have had Branthwaite as well.
Mm.
And then that, as much as I don't really want to say it, but that bit of Brighton of me goes. Palace are the most represented squad in this team.
Yeah.
It's got
Four
to
players.
change. Get Eze out for Madison, and
No,
that is
it
purely
I think
Brighton
I think
bias.
Eze deserves of space in the squad more than Maddison. Maddison fell off at the end of the
I
season.
I agree, but I look, a Palace player's got to go somewhere. It's either Henderson, it's either Eze. I don't think it can be Gurhey. I like the inclusion of Wharton. It just makes me, especially that video of Gareth Southgate going, "Oh, Wharton, here's your first England cap. It's really nice to have Palace representatives." And
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
he used to play for Palace.
"Yeah, he did."
Yeah. So he's
Did.
that's why he's saying it's nice to have Palace representatives because
I
he
know,
likes the club.
exactly. But for
But you
the
accusing
most
Southgate
players.
of bias.
No, I'm not saying he's biased.
Mm,
I'm not saying he's biased.
sure.
But no, I think Branthwaite's the logical one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
No, that's fair enough. But yeah, so finally, as we said, the England game is on tonight. We've done our predictions, we've done our predicted lineup. What's
for
your
another
predictions for how the
prediction.
game's gonna go?
Oh my god, I should have prepared for this. Making me do predictions for everything.
All you gotta do is just a
I'm
score.
clowning myself, Max. I'm
It's
clowning
just a
myself.
score. It's just a score, man.
What are you thinking score wise?
Why? I don't think England are gonna thrash Serbia because some England fans they'll get ahead of themselves, like myself, may say, "Yeah, England gonna win 3-0, 4-0, you know, perfect start." I don't think it's gonna happen like that. I think it's gonna have a similar vibe to when we played, what was it, Tunisia
Yeah,
in
yeah.
what was
2018.
it, 2018,
2018, I think.
when that was like a much harder game than England fans thought it would be. I think there's gonna be a much tougher game. I think England will concede because I think our defense is still good. I don't think it's bad by any means, but I think with the potential attack that Serbia do have, I do think that they'll get through, whether it's a penalty or it's a header from a corner. It'll be something like that that Serbia will get through us. But then England, I think, have enough in attack to win the game. I'm going to say 3-1 England, but it's going to be closer than the scoreline suggests.
Yeah, I was kind of going down the same logic, and I just had that bit inside of me that went 3-1. But for that reason, I'm gonna rein it in a little bit to not go over the top, but also to not pick the same thing as you. So I'm gonna
Hmm.
go for 2-1. I think again,
2-1.
th- I I'd forgot about Vlahovic. They've got some decent stuff going forward. And again, I know you said you don't think our defense is that much of an issue, but yeah, I could see a goal coming. But 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. Let's go two, two. I'll go
2
yeah, I'll go 2-1.
2-1?
Yeah,
2-1. Yeah.
could be 2-0.
Boring, predictable scoreline, but fair enough. It's
Could
all
be
right.
2-0. Could be 2-0.
Um,
I'm covering myself on all bases. Just say every single score, and then
yeah, yeah,
you know
yeah. Every score apart from any score that means Serbia won the game. I
every
mean, by the time
score
this come out,
except the
Serbia might
right
have beaten us
one.
2-0. Who knows?
Let's hope not. Although Argentina lost their
That's
first
true.
game in the World
Argentina
Cup,
lost their first game, went on to win it. So if we
Saudi
lose it,
Arabia.
Southgate's just got that mentality. He's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. If we lose,
I love that saying. I love that saying.
mm. But
Um,
yeah.
I've got one final question for you.
Oh, yeah. One final question. Yeah. Okay.
One final question. You got anything exciting lined up for the game tonight?
No, actually, I wish I did, but unfortunately, I've not got. I've not really got much going on. Um, no, no, I'm probably just gonna go to the pub and watch the game, to be honest. But what about you?
No, nothing for me either. Bit boring.
Yeah, fun life.
Got no plans, but yeah, who knows? Probably end
Mm.
up sat watching it in the kitchen on my laptop. In all honesty,
Okay, well, if
um,
you do, let me know.
sad life, man.
It's fine. Nothing Estella can't fix.
Nah, what's yeah, probably end up being a bud or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. What is your like choice of drink if you're gonna watch a England game?
this is a football podcast or a fucking
Yeah, and
drinking
I'm talking
podcast.
about something you do during a football game.
Um, I think you've got to stick to the to the core England sort of, as much as it's a Belgian drink as you just brought
Yeah,
up, got to stick to the cliche of an English fan and say if I'm watching football, everywhere sells Stella as well. So everywhere sells
yeah,
Stella.
true. I mean, I'll
It's
probably
it's
just have a
not it's not
Stella as
often
well.
you walk into a pub and find a Asahi or something.
Yeah,
Big up
true.
John Stones though. Asahi always makes me think of John Stones.
What is it? Because it's a Man City sponsor thing?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why it's John Stones, but always Asahi Super Dry
Mm,
t-shirt on John Stones. Just
yeah.
does. What's your go-to drink then for
My
football?
go-to, oof. My go-to when watching the game, I mean, it do you I I mean, we don't really do great English beers, do we, to be honest? I mean, I was gonna
Nah,
say Guinness,
it's
but that's
more like
Irish, and
Carling's probably the traditional English pint.
yeah, I mean, I'd probably just have something like a Madri, to be fair, something boring like that, so,
At
yeah.
least pick the English cliche, or at least pick an English drink. That's poor from you.
To be fair, I
That's
don't
poor from
mind
you.
a Stella, though, but I don't know. I'd probably go with a Madri, yeah, just a Madri,
I
but
should have
and then
seen
on
this
to the spirits
coming.
after we lose, but, you know.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening. Not
It's not
today.
happening. We're not losing this. We're going unbeaten this entire tournament, guaranteed.
You know what? I'm gonna put something out there.
Yeah.
If we go unbeaten,
Mhm.
I think we'll win it.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to end the podcast here. Thanks for listening, guys. I don't know when we'll see you next, but hopefully it's
After the
soon.
England game,
So
Monday,
yeah, yeah. So thanks for listening, and see you around.
in a bit.